Hey, welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Huron City Council. Starting off this evening, we are holding a public hearing. So I'd like to call to order the public hearing, on an establishment of a tax incentive district encompassing the former ConAgra property, Erie County, Ohio, permanent parcel number 42-61270.001. At this time, I would turn over to our legal counsel to swear in any witnesses.
Mr. Mayor, could we have a roll call?
Roll call, please.
Biddlecombe?
Here.
Artino?
Here.
Claus?
Here.
Cap?
Here.
Dyke?
Here.
Reeves?
Here.
Hagee?
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For all council members, any staff, and members of the public that are in attendance and that are going to offer testimony on the establishment of the tax incentive district as referenced in the agenda, I would ask that you please raise your right hand. Is the testimony you are about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please answer, I do.
I do.
And if any members of the general public are going to approach the podium and speak, I would ask that you just reiterate that you received the oath and the oath was administered to you.
Very good. Would you like to say something, Mr. Lasko?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, those from the public and staff in attendance this evening. I'll be very brief because I know we've talked about the ConAgra TIF for quite a long time. This is just the next step in the process for the ultimate redevelopment of that project. What we are looking to do at an upcoming council meeting is ultimately the establishment of a incentive district TIF on the former ConAgra property. So this would be the approximate 10 to 11 acres that is currently in the city ownership, which we hope to transfer near the end of the year. What the TIF will allow us to do is to receipt 73.5% of the future real estate taxes from that project over the course of 30 years. That will help the city retire the debt for the construction of the seawall. The other 26.5% that the city is not receiving will go to Huron schools, 25%, and EHOVI, 1.5%. So the city will receive those funds, and then annually we will distribute the portion that is not going to retire the debt service to Huron schools and EHOVI. But I'm happy to answer any questions. Again, ultimately, I think we are set to present the actual creation of the TIF to council in May. But happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Lasko? Anybody from the audience testimony like to come up and speak? Not. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Mr. Mayor,
Biddlecombe.
I move that we adjourn tonight's public hearing.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Biddlecombe?
Yes.
Artino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Cap?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Hagee?
Yes. Very good. So now I'd like to call to order this council meeting. We're going to start off with a moment of silence and then followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Biddlecombe?
Here.
Artino?
Here.
Claus?
Here.
Cap?
Here.
Dyke?
Here.
Reeves?
Here.
Hagee?
Very good. Next on the agenda is approval of minutes.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Dyke.
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of March 25th, 2025, council work session and regular meeting as written.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Hagee?
Yes.
Biddlecombe?
Yes.
Artino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Cap?
Yes. Very good. Next, we have audience comments. Citizens may address their concerns to City Council. Please state your name and address for the recorded journal, and please keep it to a 3-minute time limit. Anyone?
Mr. Mayor, I actually have one.
Mr. Greaves.
I had a complaint from Buckeye Sports Center on the school pickup line, and they gave me a message they'd like to say. So people start lining up hours before pickup and drop off. They don't move over for traffic, and they don't allow cars to pass through. Get over to the far right and basically 4 lanes. Stripe the road differently to show more lanes, direct traffic at the schools and intersections. They leave so much space between the cars, they shouldn't be able to turn left after drop-off and pickup. Right only, the line is from the school out to past where the Long John Silver's will be. How is that going to impact traffic now, plus Lemmy's new business plans? Huge safety issues. Our transport truck drivers are getting frustrated. Some of our team members who came in at 7:30 are being forced to change their time to 8 a.m. to miss the line. In the afternoon, when they say a huge line of cars lined up, it's not very inviting for clients to stop in, nor can you see the property for roughly an hour for drop-off and pickup. There are no school zone speed limit signs and markers, and it is difficult to see cars around the curve and into the parking lot. Could speed bumps be added? There are also beer cans and garbage during the school year in the grass near the sidewalks, but reduces in the summer months. Different issue, but concerning. The flow has to be looked at for next year, and the increasing, not decreasing. More buses at more reasonable pickup times. Utilize the other side streets. We have to be able to conduct business safely and effectively for our team and clients.
Very good. I think it's legitimate. Mr. Lasko.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was just wondering to Councilman Greaves, is there any way to get that narrative over to Terry so that we can probably, it's to the extent that it probably needs some type of working group in the city.
Yeah, we need to do that in safety committee, and also I would probably forward that to Chief Grams also.
We'll get that typed out.
Yeah, and then whoever, let them know that
Yep.
we will take a look at that for sure. Very good. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. Old business. We have ordinance number 2025-7.
Mayor,
Mr. Artino.
I move to place ordinance number 2025-7 on second reading, please.
Very good. Questions on the second reading? Roll call, please.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Cap?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Greaves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Fiddlecombe?
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-7. An ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Huron to reflect the rezoning of the following parcels identified as Erie County, Ohio permanent parcel numbers 42-00119.001, 42-00119.002, 42-00119.018, 42-00119.006, 42-00119.019, 42-00119.014, 42-00119.003, 42-00119.020, 42-00119.012, 42-00119.009, 42-00119.017, 42-00119.010, 42-00119.011, 42-00119.007, 42-00119.015, 42-00119.005, 42-00119.013, 42-00119.016, 42-00119.004, and 42-00119.008 from the current R2 PUD 1 and 2 Family Residence District Plan Unit Development to R1 PUD 1 Family District Planned Unit Development, and further amending the official zoning map of the city of Huron to reflect the rezoning of the following parcels identified as Erie County, Ohio permanent parcel numbers 42-00119.000, 42-00118.000, and 42-00117.000 from the current R2 PUD 1 and 2 family residence district plan unit development to R1 1 family residence district.
Very good. Now, can you repeat that? No.
I'm only halfway done.
Any questions? Very good. Moving on, ordinance number 2025-8.
Mayor,
Mr. Artino.
I move to place ordinance number 2025-8 on second reading, please.
Questions on the second reading? Roll call, please.
Martino?
Yes.
Vaught?
Yes.
Staff?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Sotcom?
Yes.
Very good, Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-8, an ordinance amending and restating Section 1129.09, alteration and removal of nonconforming signs of Chapter 1129, Sign Regulations of the Huron Codified Ordinances, amending and restating Section 1129.11, Administrative Procedures of Chapter 1129, Sign Regulations of the Huron Codified Ordinances, and amending and restating Section 1129.08, Maintenance of Chapter 1129, Sign Regulations of the Huron Codified Ordinances.
Very good. And before I turn it over to you, Mr. Lasko, I just want you to know, Mr. Schrader, that you have bored the Cub Scouts.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say it, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Lasko.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Second reading on this ordinance. This, again, is coming out of a work session from a couple meetings ago related to existing signs, mainly speaking of commercial signage, but it could apply to all types of signage that are currently existing in the city right-of-way. What we're proposing is to generally allow the existing signs to stay. However, there will be certain conditions upon which those signs will have to be removed. In summary, that includes whether a sign is structurally altered, relocated, or replaced. If myself or any of our safety service agencies determine that the sign is basically a hazard based on its location, to whether that be someone's view shed or some other reason. Basically, if it's a hazard to public safety, whether the building inspector determines that the sign is deteriorated, damaged, destroyed, or removed to an extent that is more than 50% of the replacement cost, the sign is abandoned for more than 12 months, the use of the building and the business type associated with the sign has changed, or that the sign has some other type of zoning violation after the effective date of this ordinance. But again, in summary, we are proposing to allow existing signs to stay, but again, protecting and safeguarding the ability for those signs to be removed if they meet any of these conditions. Happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Dyke.
What brought this about?
We had a specific complaint on one particular property.
Okay.
But as we really gave a high-level look at this, it really came to our attention that it's persistent in terms of signs that are in the right-of-way, many of which do not cause a problem. They've been there forever. But we wanted to establish some boundaries for which those signs have to be moved. But we also need to acknowledge that the signs exist in the right-of-way, which is part of what we're doing with this order.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Lasko?
So is there plans to have any of this signage moved or?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Artino. Nothing is on our radar specifically with this ordinance. There's not a particular property in question that this is being established for, no.
So who will be enforcing this? If there is something.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Dyke. Ultimately, the city would be, just like any other zoning violation
Okay,
or code enforcement violation. So this would fall under the purview of our planning and zoning department.
thank you.
Anyone else?
You're gonna do it?
Very good. Moving on to new business. Have a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I would
Mr.
like
Dyke.
to make a motion to set a public hearing on the rezoning of vacant city-owned property located on River Road here in Ohio. The parcel numbers mentioned, there are 3 of them, from the current I-2 General Industrial District to R1 One Family Resident District
for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m., immediately preceding the regular council meeting.
Mr. Schrader, anything you'd like to add? No. Okay. Okay, very good. Any questions, questions on the motion? Roll call, please.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Philcom?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes. Next, we have resolution number 28-2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Hagee.
make a motion that the three reading rule is waived and resolution number 28-2025 be placed on its first reading.
Questions on the first reading? Roll call, please.
Peggy?
Yes.
Philcom?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is resolution number 28-2025, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a community housing impact and preservation partnership, also known as CHIP, agreement between the city of Huron, Erie County, the city of Sandusky, and the city of Vermillion in support of an application to the state of Ohio for CHIP program funding.
Good, Mr. Lasko.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We typically present this partnership agreement to council every 2 years. We've historically been part of a consortium with Erie County, City of Sandusky, and the City of Vermillion, also in partnership with Great Lakes Community Action Partnership, who's the administrator historically of the grant funds. But every 2 years, approximately $1.2 million is allocated and administered by what I'll refer to as GLCAP in short. And as part of this agreement, there will roughly be $300,000 set aside for the city of Huron, which will help individuals with major home rehabilitations or more modest home repairs. I do want to stress, and I don't know them off the top of my head, this program is income restricted, and there are certain projects that may not be eligible. But I do want to sort of make a public service announcement. We're coming to the end of our current grant, and we're still sitting on the $300,000 that was allocated to Huron 2 years ago. We have tried a lot of ways to get the word out to homeowners that may have repairs that are needed, even if it's someone we come across with code violations that we can put onto this program. We've put mailers in water bills. We've done a lot of marketing recently as well. So if you guys come across anyone, certainly want to stress to the public, if there may be individuals that you think may qualify for modest home repair, major home repair, and that may have some issues with their income that could really benefit for this program, please reach out to GeoCap directly. They can always reach out to our office as well. But again, if awarded, we would have another $300,000 allocated for the city of Huron through 2027. Happy to answer any questions.
So that $300,000 that's sitting there, is that then lost?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Dyke, it's not lost, but what will happen is it will get allocated to other communities. As you can imagine, just based on number of structures and need and housing conditions, these funds historically have been moved to either the city of Sandusky or the city of Vermillion. Obviously, we'd love to keep these funds here if we can put them to good use, but if we don't spend them, they will get moved to other communities.
Thank you.
It's here. I know there's restrictions on income and what actually qualifies. I mean, how do you find that out instead of spinning wheels, instead of people showing up and saying, no, you don't qualify?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. We've historically had GeoCap put together almost like one-page flyers for us. So we can do something similar moving forward. Again, we've historically put these things in water bills. Now, there's obviously some nuances. We probably can't answer every question in a one-page
Right.
flyer, but we can certainly do everything in our power in partnership with GeoCap to have, like I said, a sort of a one-pager we can distribute. Again, in your guys' social circles as well would be helpful. And again, anyone we come across that we think may be eligible just through our zoning activity, try to put onto the program as well.
Perfect.
Could we possibly do a social media post here with some of that information as well?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. And I don't want to say we've done it yet. I think I connected you, Jen, with the folks from GeoCap maybe a week or two ago. Yep. So
Okay. Excellent.
absolutely.
Mr. Hagee.
You mentioned that not used, time is running out. When does time run out? What's the expiration on the current?
The current 300, we're basically at the deadlines, so I don't know that there's anything we can do with the existing 300. You will see in the new partnership agreement, just for everyone's benefit, the home repair money would need to be spent by July 31st of 2027 or moved to another community. The major home rehabilitation is April 30th, 2027. But again, I really want to stress, particularly with the major rehabilitation, some folks could be eligible for tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, I've seen as high as $50,000 or $60,000 for major home repair if the need is there. So really valuable program. Again, I do think part of the issue is we've got a good housing stock. We've got a generally affluent community, but I do not believe that there aren't individuals here that could benefit from this program. We just got to get the word out to them.
Very good. Anyone else? Final adoption.
Peggy?
Yes.
Philcom?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Staff?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Next, we have resolution number 29-2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Artino.
I move to waive the three reading rule and place resolution number 2025 on the first reading, please.
Questions on the first reading? Roll call, please.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Staff?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Philcom?
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution number 29-2025. A resolution authorizing the city manager to award the bid and enter into an agreement with RMH Concrete and Foundations for construction services related to the Cleveland Road East Sidewalk Extension Project, ERI-6-18.88 Sidewalk, PID 117240, in the amount of $367,352.45.
Velasco.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Finally, the long-awaited East Side Sidewalk project. We did go out to bid in late February. We did receive 3 bids for that project. Happy to report that RMH Concrete and Foundations is a low bidder at just over $367,000. We do have some familiarity with this company. They did the small piece between Anchorage and Gateway that was completed last year. So they'll be continuing that sidewalk eastward to Huron Green. I do want to mention this is significantly below our contractor cost estimate, which in this instance is a very good thing. I'll remind council we are sitting on roughly $780,000 in grant funds between ODOT and Erie County just for construction. What I can't promise is what we're going to try. Very soon we're going to start having conversations with both ODOT and Erie County to see if we can keep those dollars in the community and move them to other projects. Can't promise that they will allow that, but we're certainly going to try over the next couple weeks. But there was a note in my manager's report about that. But we're really excited to get this project going with a company that we've recently completed a successful project on. So happy to answer any questions. It will be completed this year as well.
Mr. Dyke.
So this is going to start at Lincoln Ave on the, and this is going to go down to the entrance of Eagle Crest.
Huron Green.
Okay.
There will be a crossing from the north side to the south side at Eagle Crest, but this will go all the way to the entrance to Huron Green.
Okay. And it'll be on the south side of the road.
That is correct.
All the way down.
Yes.
Okay. And then, do we have maps of that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Dyke. Yeah, and I'll even ask, going to pick on Larry. I know we've had some conceptuals. I know I've even had them in like State of the City presentations. If we could just circulate the
I just think it's very helpful
Yeah.
when we get these to have, even with any project, not just this one,
Yeah.
just to have a map to get a better general idea, because I know I get asked a lot about a sidewalk. Plus, I want to see sidewalks in there because I have young children going down there and playing with their buddies and buddies vice versa. Thank you. Is it okay if I distribute it out then to other people? They know it's coming? Awesome. Thank you.
Mr. Hagee.
Yeah, I just want to clarify something real quick. He said start at Lincoln. You said start down at Eagle Crest, so start at Eagle Crest.
No, through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Hagee. No, it is going to start at Lincoln. We're doing a crosswalk at the entrance to Eagle Crest.
So there's going to be one on the north and the south, from Lincoln down to Eagle Crest.
Essentially, yeah.
Was there already one in the north?
Yeah, there's
That's
one.
what
On,
I-
yeah.
There's gonna be
We
one
did
on
the connection last year with the small sidewalk we put in to get to where we're going to do the crosswalk southward. but this project will entirely be on the south side.
Okay.
Yeah, what he's saying is, there's already a north sidewalk on the side, that side of the road.
Oh,
From-
yes.
Yes.
That we-
Yeah.
So the sidewalk on the south side of Sixth does not start at Lincoln, it starts at
No, it starts.
No, it will start at
We'll
Lincoln,
start at Lincoln. Yeah, we're going to go in front
So
of
there will be a sidewalk on
on both sides.
We're going to make that connection to where it stops, yes.
And then I was just, I mean to get too far in front of my skis here, but a lot of people have been talking about a sidewalk on Pearland Road. So if you're looking for a place to put that money, it might not be a bad. Right.
Yeah, previous in our initial discussion internally, we've highlighted Berlin Road as an option. And we've already, it was a couple months ago, but I know the folks at OHM put together a preliminary cost estimate for us. I know we've even tried to apply for some recent funding, Safe Routes to School, although that option's out of the, out of the way with what happened at Shawnee. I don't know that the enrollment at Shawnee with the sports academy will make us eligible for Safe Routes to School, but I know we're looking at other sources for Berlin Road. So that is definitely an option.
And I just also, I know we've talked about it and Mr. Hagee brought up at the last meeting, but I've also been contacted when we do the sidewalk on the south side from Lincoln to Eagle Crest and cross the gravel parking lot at the water tower. We talked about addressing that situation with that gravel that keeps washing out into the road and everything and making a mess over there across from the gateway entrance. Mr. Hamilton thought when they did the sidewalk, we should be able to do a concrete apron to the road from there.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Claus, and Larry, jump in if I say anything incorrectly, but I do think it'll be a separate project, but I do think we're doing an apron 20 feet off the road, and I do know we're going to reduce the width of that apron as well. I think in talking to Mr. Evans, it's an 80-foot wide apron, so we're going to shrink that and then concrete it, I believe, 20 feet back into the gravel.
And the sidewalk will cross through that.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Dyke.
One last question regarding that crosswalk, Eagle, when you're going across the street north to south. Will there be like the flashing lights where people can
Yes, sir.
press it?
Yep, absolutely.
More questions? Final adoption.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Staff?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Stilco?
Yes.
Next, we have resolution number 30-2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Tarantino.
I move to waive the three reading rule and place resolution number 30-2025 on first reading, please.
Questions on the first reading? Roll call, please.
Yes.
Martino? Claus?
Yes.
Staff?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Stilco?
Yes.
Grader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is resolution number 30-2025. Resolution authorizing the city manager to award the bid and enter into an agreement with D.L. Smith Concrete, LLC, for construction services relating to the South Main Street pedestrian crossing project, ERI-SR0013-07.59, PID number 121014, in the amount of $92,395.
Glasgow.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is another project we bid simultaneously with the East Side Sidewalk Project. We did receive two bids for this project, with the low bid being D.L. Smith. Just a reminder, that's the company that did the road work in Chaska and Old Homestead 1 and Old Homestead 2. So again, a great reputable company. This will install high visibility, also with the flashing beacon crosswalks at Forest Hills and Valley View, making the connection east to west. I do want to remind folks that fortunately this is 90% funded by the Ohio Department of Transportation. So again, we're very appreciative of our partnership with ODOT and the continued investment in Huron on multiple projects that we're discussing tonight. Happy to answer any questions.
That will be completed in 25 as well?
Yes.
Other questions for Mr. Lasko? Final adoption.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Staff?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Stilco?
Yes.
Next, we have resolution number 31-2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Whitcomb.
I move to waive the three reading rule and place resolution number 31-2025 on its first reading.
Questions on the first reading? Roll call.
Stilco?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Gap,
Yes.
Dyke,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is resolution number 31-2025, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a license agreement on behalf of the city of Huron, Ohio, with River Monster Tours, LLC, relative to their use of the Marina Hut and Dockage at the Huron Boat Basin for a 5-month term, as well as off-season use of the Marina Hut in the amount of $3,010.
Mr. Steinwert.
This would be the second year I've approved license with agreement with River Monster Tours LLC to provide temporary dockage at the Huron Boat Basin along the Huron River. Right at our Huron River Monster Tours provides guided tours on the Huron River. It's a unique experience to access our waterfront. This term is a five-month agreement from May 1st to September 30th. Talked about to use the dockage and the Marina Hut and the off-season storage. The cost of $3,010 is broken up in 3 parts: $1,960 for the dockage, $750 for the hut, and then also here in the audience representing River Monster Tours.
Questions? Very good. Final adoption.
Whitcomb,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Gap,
Yes.
Dyke,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Okay. Next we have resolution number 32-2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Graves.
I make a motion waiving the 3-reading rule, placing resolution number 32-2025 on its first reading.
Questions on the first reading? Roll call, please.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Whitcomb,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Gap,
Yes.
Dyke,
Yes.
Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is resolution number 32-2025, a resolution agreeing to cooperate with the Erie Metro Parks for the purpose of providing outdoor recreation improvements.
Steinwert.
So resolution 32-2025, as stated, is basically just to be eligible to participate in the Erie Metro Parks 2025 Local Park Capital Improvement Grant Program. The city must adopt this resolution of cooperation. Next, that is the authorization for submittal of the application to the Erie Metro Parks 2025 Local Capital Improvement Grant Program, $4,308. The reimbursement grant, we're looking at replacing the access mats, all that Nickel Plate Beach. The ADA mats, we're looking at sections, they length, 5-foot width. They're there to promote, encourage ADA access to the beach. They're also maintenance free. They're really good after having strollers, the beach carts, and those things provide easy access. Water. Last year we did apply for this grant. Metro Parks we applied for 2 things. One, at the amphitheater, we did receive that grant, denied this access mat. This year they changed the rules. They want to apply for one thing only, so we chose to apply for the access. Thank Ms. Skillberry for her on this.
Are these replacements? We have some there.
So these are replacements. We have about 100. We go 150 feet north from the parking lot, and then we do a transition piece, and then we go 100 feet west.
Other questions, Mr. Dyke?
Mr. Steinwert, I want to commend you guys for doing this. I know there's a lot of individuals that really enjoy that, allow their handicapped children to get down there and closer to the water. So thanks for doing that.
Anything else? Final adoption.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Whitcomb,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Gap,
Yes.
Dyke,
Yes.
Okay, next we have resolution number 33-2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Reeves.
make a motion waiving the three reading rule, placing resolution number 33-2025 on its first reading.
Very good. Questions on three reading? Roll call, please.
Reeves.
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Middlecombe.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Claus.
Yes.
Cap.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is resolution number 33-2025. A resolution authorizing submission of a grant application to Erie Metro Parks 2025 Local Park Capital Improvement Grant Program relating to replacement of 2 access mats at Nickel Plate Beach in an amount not to exceed $4,368, and further authorizing the city manager to accept said grant award in an amount not to exceed $4,368 should the application be successful.
Any questions? Roll call.
Reeves.
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Middlecombe.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Claus.
Yes.
Cap.
Yes.
Yes.
Next on the agenda, ordinance number 2025-9.
Mr. Mayor.
Klaus.
Mr. Mayor, I like to make a motion to waive the three reading rule and place ordinance number 2025-9 on its first and final reading, please.
Question on the first and final. Roll call.
Claus.
Yes.
Cap.
Yes.
Dyke.
Yes.
Reeves.
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Middlecombe.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-9, an ordinance to revise the codified ordinances by adopting current replacement pages and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Mayor,
Klaus.
I'd like to place ordinance number 2025-9 as an emergency measure, please.
Question on the emergency. Roll call.
Claus.
Yes.
Cap.
Yes.
Dyke.
Yes.
Reeves.
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Middlecombe.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Good. Mr. Lasko.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We typically like to come before council about quarterly just to seek permission to update pages of our codified ordinances. This will make updates through January 2025 for any changes that the city has made to our own codified ordinances and to make changes based on updates at the state level on things such as traffic code and general offenses code. So we're just updating our codified ordinances. Questions?
Questions for Mr. Lasko? Final adoption.
Claus.
Yes.
Cap.
Yes.
Yes.
Reeves.
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Middlecombe.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. At time of the night, city manager discussion. Mr. Lasko.
I don't have one for this evening, Mr. I'm just kidding.
That would be, okay, moving right along.
Is this the last one?
This is the last one.
It is. I'll try to make it short.
So 4 or 5 pages? Or?
Really quickly, just a high-level update from an engineering standpoint. We do have updated cost estimates for both the South Main Street streetscape design and engineering project and the Route 6 Phase 2 project. I do want to note staff is poring over those internally, and we'll review those more with Mr. Hamilton when he gets back. Obviously, these are 2 large-scale projects that are going to need significant conversations with council, probably at an upcoming work session, because, again, these are some of the projects that we discussed. We may need to change the scope of work based on the income tax not passing. So as soon as staff is comfortable or at least understands the cost estimates as they've been presented to us, I anticipate we'll schedule a work session with council to go through those cost estimates and project scopes. A few updates related to finance. We still, knock on wood, continue to have a positive trend with our income tax receipts. Through March, we're still up 10.8%, higher than this time in 2024. Our receipts total just over $1.275 million. And again, that equates to $135,000 more than where we were through this point in 2024. Again, I do want to caution folks and council and the public. It's still too early for us to determine if this is a trend that we're going to see continue throughout the year. I would anticipate us to have a better sense of that around June of this year as to whether we think we're going to trend in the positive direction. Again, we anticipate about a 3% increase per our budget. We're just under 11% at the moment, so that's positive. Also did want to provide an update. As everyone knows, the county went through a significant reevaluation process last year, which significantly benefits some jurisdictions, more than others and certainly benefits our school districts. We know that we don't receive a ton of receipts through our real estate taxes. It's anywhere between 6 and 8%. But we did get our first half tax settlement last week. It was about $112,000 higher than our first half tax settlement last year. So if the second half trends similarly, we will be up about $225,000 than we were last year as our benefit from the reevaluation. That would represent about an 8% increase. We did budget for a 3%. So again, that could be positive for us depending on the results of the second half tax settlement. A few updates for Huron Public Power. As council is aware, we are going through a rate study that has been presented to the Utilities Committee one time so far. There are some tweaks that are being undertaken at the moment, but that is going to be presented to the Utilities Committee a second time on April 23rd, hopefully for final consideration and recommendation to council. If that is recommended, legislation will be drafted and sent to council for consideration. That will have to go through 3 readings since it is a rate ordinance, which would occur in May and June. And if approved, those new rates would go into effect as early as July 1st of this year. Then also update as it relates to the third transformer. The city participated in a bond rating call with Moody's last week. That's the lead up to the bond issuance for the third transformer. We do have a call tomorrow morning, late morning, to understand what our current bond rating will be. We do anticipate us to remain the same. If everyone remembers, we did see a bump last year, which was great. I can't imagine we're going to see another bump, but the positive news is I don't see us bumping down either. So we're hoping to remain the same from a bond rating standpoint. I do want to note, because Huron Public Power only has 11 customers, which are private in nature, we do anticipate those bonds are going to have to be taxable versus tax exempt. So again, that we do anticipate that having some impact on our interest rate, but we'll know more tomorrow after the ratings call. A few other notes. Did want to mention that in conversations with Mr. Ebert and Mr. Schrader, we do anticipate putting in front of council a renewal to the contract with SSEG probably sometime in May. That contract is set to expire on June 3rd of this year. So I anticipate another 12-month proposal with SSEG. I do want to thank them. In a time where we're seeing increased costs, it seems like on everything, they've agreed to keep their fee stagnant if council wishes to approve another 12-month contract with SSEG, but we'll have those conversations come May. And then finally, did want to make a note. I don't like to ultimately have to approach council for forgiveness on legislation, but we did find out a couple days ago that Senator Moreno has recently published instructions on the process of submitting federal appropriations requests through his office. The deadline is this Friday, of course. So if we do submit requests, which I would anticipate would be for the boat basin, the secondary intake, and potentially the water tower, although the water tower project may come too soon, if we do submit those requests, we will approach council to ratify those grant requests at our next meeting. But we'll see if we get those in by Friday. And just a couple meetings to close out the month. Board of Zoning Appeals is Monday, April 14th at 5:30 in the council chambers. Planning Commission meeting is Wednesday, April 16th at 5 p.m. in the council chambers. The second city council meeting will be Tuesday, April 22nd at 6:30 in the council chambers. And then I did mention a utilities committee meeting Wednesday, April 23rd at 5 p.m. in the main conference room. I'm not going to give a long-winded speech since this is my last meeting. I do just want to thank council. It's been a pleasure to serve you guys in this community and for taking a chance on me 4.5, 5 years ago. So it's truly been an honor. We've done some amazing things. This is an amazing community, great council, great staff. I'm going to miss you guys. I'm not going far, but this will be my shortest speech since I've been here for 5 years. So thank you guys. I appreciate everyone.
Yeah.
Happy to answer any questions.
You tell Stu not to be here for that.
What's that?
Stu to skip that?
Yes.
Any questions? Mr. Hagee?
Yeah, just, man, you said CHIP program is run by GLCAP, is that what you said?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, they're the administrator
What
of
does
it.
that stand for?
Great Lakes Community Action Partnership. They're actually out of Fremont. Just a reminder, they're actually the entity the city partnered with during the relocation process for the Oster's Mobile Home Park. But GLCAP has been administering the CHIP funds for the consortium for as long as I can remember. So good agency.
You mentioned that the Huron Public Power is not being used by any public entities, right? Is there a minimum, or like if you just got one, would that help? Or
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Hagee, we had a really long call with Squire, who is our bond counsel. They're ultimately the ones that make a determination looking at the tax code as to whether we can justify tax exempt or taxable. There is not a, hey, get this percentage of the city or get this big fish. They do think, generally speaking, if we can cross Route 2 and start bringing Huron Public Power on some level to our residential base and potentially an entity like the school district, that we will have a great case if we ever wish to issue bonds in the future that they would be tax exempt. But again, I wish I could say, hey, if we could get 10% of our base, but
the reason I asked, there's a school facility on Sawmill Park. So that's why I was wondering if.
yeah, I think every resident or public institution we can get makes a case for us ultimately at some point to be tax exempt. So at some point, I think we will see future bond issuances have the ability.
Thanks.
Yep.
Welcome.
Couple questions. First one, to piggyback off of Mr. Hagee, what about if they were to get BG Firelands and
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilman Biddlecombe. I won't go into too much detail. BGSU had actually asked and reached out to us maybe about 2 years ago about looking at providing them electrical service. The issue is right now Huron Public Power legally can only service anyone within the municipal boundaries.
right? Yep.
The only way that we could serve an entity like BGSU is if BGSU could demonstrate that First Energy could not meet their electrical needs, which I don't envision ever happening. Conversely, though, any customer of Huron Public Power will forever have to be on Huron Public Power unless they can demonstrate that Huron Public Power cannot meet their electrical needs as well. So there's pros and cons, but again, until First Energy couldn't service BGSU, we are not permitted. But I love the thought. They'd be a great.
Yeah. The other question I had is, on the west side of town, I drive through there fairly often, and I've been noticing Vector trucks and other sewer service type vehicles over there for a while. You know what they're doing?
Through Mr. Mayor to Councilman Biddlecombe, I don't know specifically. I do know we clean out a lot of our catch basins with like a company like Franklin Sanitation, but I'd have to have a little bit more info.
They've been in actual manholes down.
They're relining, what I understand. One of the neighbors there, he was told that they're relining.
Is it county work
Is that
then?
a county project?
County.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they've been back for like at least 3 months, if
Yeah.
not more than that.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to the mayor's discussion. See, how do I want to start? First, Mr. Lasko. I know you're not going to go far and you can't hide either, so I had a little write-up, I guess Jen put it in and it was on the newsletter, so I kind of said what I wanted to say then, and I stand by that. It was a privilege having you here. Again, I never fault anyone want to better themselves, their career, or their family. So, again, I will say I wish you the best of luck. We're here, and we know where you're going to be. So, good luck, and thank you for everything you've done. Again, stated. I think the citizens of the community, the staff, the council, the safety services, all the departments are better off when you were here. You had a good relationship. To have a good relationship, that's always up and down. And we want to keep that relationship. So again, I thank you and wish you the very best. I want to thank the Cub Scout Pack 236. They're actually from Berlin Heights, but those gentlemen showed up tonight, young men, and asked us some questions. There are several council members here that came in early to answer some questions. Appreciate that, and we welcome that kind of continuity with the council and coming in and asking these questions. And these are young men that are going to be future leaders. So thank you again to Cub Scout Pack 236. I do want to send my condolences to the family of Mike Solberg, who passed away early this morning, late yesterday evening. Long time here tonight, and I think a lot of people know him and respected him, and I know he was a great guy. Had several dealings together, and he is going to be missed, so our condolences and thoughts go with the Solberg family. That said, I have, and I'm only bringing this up at this time because Mr. Dyke asked me about it, but I think, Mr. Dyke, you need to get with Larry in reference to the Forest Hills issue before I forget that you brought up.
Yep.
Because I think Larry can take care of that. There's an issue in Forest Hills and all the work that was done. So, citizens, and I know he was out of town, so you're in charge. And with that said, I do not have anything else. So moving on for the good of the order, Mr. Hagee.
Yeah, Matt, thank you very much. Came in here, we were kind of down, we had some rough spots. You came in with a lot of energy and a lot of vision, and I certainly learned a lot. So for me personally, thank you very much. Thank you. And very best of luck for whatever comes next. The only other thing I wanted to do was make an appeal to my fellow council members regarding the ADU discussion that we had last week. My appeal to you guys is our population is aging. There are elderly people that cannot find a place to live. I would invite you to remember that we can do whatever we want with the legislation. We could make it limited to family members only. We could make it limited to 60 and above. We've already got transient rental covered. We could make these not eligible for transient rental. We can do whatever we want. But one last appeal as the staff is looking into best practices from Lakewood or wherever to consider the state we're in right now with our seniors. Oh, by the way, some of us aren't too far away from maybe needing one of these places to live. So that's all I had. Thank you.
And just for council's benefit, Mr. Waters did circulate a couple days ago to staff draft legislation. I believe we're scheduled hopefully sometime internally with SSEG, Christine, Stu, to look at that and make sure it answers all of our questions. So the good news is Waters has already jumped on getting something in front of for a work session here now.
And to add to that, I think, and Mr. Klaus actually printed out some zoning maps, which I have one. I think he has some for the rest of the folks here. And some of the areas on there, I think we'd be surprised there are more R2 than I thought that are already zoned that way in certain areas already. Mr. Greaves.
Already talked too much tonight, but Matt, thanks for everything you did. Honestly, this is the only city manager I've ever had, so heard a ton from you and appreciate it. Everything you did for the city.
So you don't know where the bar was set, do you?
You guys saw my first evaluation of them. I gave them all 5. You guys all yelled at me. Who was I supposed to go off?
Yeah, now he's leaving.
Stu's in trouble.
Yeah. Mr. Dyke.
Matt, thank you for everything. I do remember the whole interview process and all the transitions. So The one thing that really stands out to me is I can remember our last city manager telling us how we are going to be facing some big challenges with the Sawmill Parkway, and you were able to come in and help us obtain that, and basically using grant funding. So that was one big thing, and just that asset that you, or that quality that you bring in helping find other funds for the community is going to be missed, and I hope Stu can do the same thing. Best of luck in your new position, and I hope you guys do big things with that, everybody involved in there. So best of luck to you. Thank you.
Mr. Clausen.
Thank you. I also want to give my condolences to the Solberg family, and I made a few notes for my comments about Matt. It's only 3 pages. Now, I'd like to thank you for your dedicated service as city manager, and let you know your contributions have left an indelible mark on our city. Your tenure here, we have been able to advance a number of initiatives that are very important to council and the city as a whole. Most notable to me were increasing the transparency and communication within city government and with the public in your handling of the Oster's property purchase and vacation of its residents. I believe that we as council and administration are more transparent than we've ever been in the history of the city. We have a live broadcast of our recorded of all council meetings. We've had numerous citywide surveys to gather input from citizens on important matters that come before the city and city initiatives. We have your bi-monthly manager's report that's very helpful. And we are creating, and you created the new communications position that Jen has that helps getting communications out citywide through all media, mediums, I should say. With regard to Oster's Park, the purchase and cleanup was one of the most difficult decisions that we had to make as a council and administration, and you did not take that lightly. I was proud to be on council and have our city manager stay involved in this process and the assisting of the Oster's residents in finding new housing arrangements. You were personally involved with virtually all residents and handled the process with compassion and empathy to the very last person was relocated safely. That's something that you can be very proud of. I want to thank you for your service to Huron and wish you luck with your new venture. I look forward to seeing what you can do to help Huron continue to move forward in your post at GSP. And to Mr. Hamilton, who's I'm assuming watching us from the other side of the world tonight, I'd like to I'll say that I'm happy with this qualified person that we have to replace you, Mr. Hamilton, stepping into the role of city manager. And there's many more good things to come for this, our great city of Huron. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to say my condolences to the Solberg family as well. They're a great family. They do a lot for the city. They have, and Mike's a great guy. He will be missed. Matt, I remember when we first interviewed you and brought you into the city. I've always said this: we've got a great staff and a great group of people working here. You came in the door. You worked very well with everybody. I think you built a team. You brought some other people in with you, and I commend you for a lot of things you got done. I'll be honest, we were told at one time we wouldn't see any more economic development. If some of the council members remember that. And things were going to go down. Well, guess what? I think things got better. I agree with everything that Councilman or Vice Mayor Claus just said, and I think you left us with a great team, and we are still close. We were associates as a council member and a city manager, but I want to maintain our friendship and maybe have a drink together sometime. So good luck, and let's stay close.
Good luck, because he doesn't buy.
Wow, not a new job. I mean.
Well,
Yeah, he might.
Well, he can now. We won't go into what he drinks. Mr. Biddlecombe.
All right, I'd like to thank as well the Cub Scout Pack 236 for coming out tonight. It was great to have those kids here. My condolences as well to the Solberg family. Like to thank all the staff for their hard work, and Mr. Lasko. I really do appreciate, echoing what everyone else said, everything you've done for the city over your time here. You've definitely left your mark. Don't be a stranger. Come and see us again. Second and fourth Tuesday of the month, 6:30. And if
Cemetery.
and Scott Cemetery. If you do have any issues, remember, call extension 1104. Speaking of Scott Cemetery, remember the meeting for that this quarter will be April 21st at 5 p.m. I'd like to congratulate Rachel Merkins. She scored a perfect 36 on her ACT, which is quite an accomplishment. Boat Basin events coming up. You got the Easter Bunny this Saturday from 8 to noon, the pancake breakfast, and then you got your egg hunt at the Boat Basin at 1 p.m. Home games, softball, April 16th and 17th, baseball, April 10th, 16th, and 17th, track on April 15th, boys tennis, April 10th, 15th, 17th, and 22nd. Please come out and support our local events, programs, student athletes, and go Tigers.
Very good.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Dyke.
I forgot to mention, I wanted to give my condolences to the Solberg family as well. He will be missed, so I just wanted to again give my condolences.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Anything else you want to say, Mr. Lasko? I mean, it's the last time.
I've talked so much over
Yeah.
almost 5 years. I'm good. Thank you.
I'd like to give you a round of applause.
All right.
Good job, Matt. Good job.
All right. With that send off, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Biddlecombe.
I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
Questions? Roll call.
Biddlecombe?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes. Thank you, everyone.